Greetings from Manchester. Yeah, it's about 8:30. Decided to walk home from work because it's a really gorgeous evening. While I'm out and about, decided to do some filming of the deserted city. This place is usually mobbed. Gonna walk up here and see what's at the bottom of Market Street now. Is that the police? Peelers. Fucking peelers. Market Street. 8:30, no, I mean, look at that, 8:29 now. On a Wednesday evening. This place would usually be mobbed. And I've just realised it's been almost 2 months since I've been to Market Street. Since I've been up there. And they're the last day because it was the Friday before they announced the official lockdown on the Monday. That Friday was Friday the 13th of March. And yeah, here we are, 2 months later. Not many souls around. Wow. I'm gonna turn that on Steam's Gate in a minute. Steam's Gate. Fucking deserted. King Street. Home of Vivian Westwood and my chiropractor. Why am I doing this? Why am I filming a deserted city? Well, it's interesting to see it. No people around. And I'm kind of getting the feeling that once this is over, when this is over, if this is over, or however close to over this is ever going to be, people are going to want to forget this. People are going to want to, oh my god, look at that. I knew there's a reason why I came out here. Such a walk home from work. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? I just have a feeling that when this is all over, people are going to forget that this even happened. I think people are already forgetting that this even happened. This is happening. People are out and about, trying to do stuff. Don't know what they're doing. They're definitely not doing essential things. But, you know, whatever, who am I to judge? Zoom out. So, I'm just out here filming this shit on my walk home from work because no one else ever sees it. At least I want to be able to look back at this and remember this the way it was. So, yeah, greetings from motherfucking Manchester. Greetings from Spinningfield. MG. It's a roasting, very early summer evening. Early May. This place should be thronged. The booze should be flowing. The weed should be glowing. Oh, and there's all this new thing that I didn't see. Last thing we heard about this bit, I think it was the last one in Berlin. The news report came back that it was on fire. shades, I guess. Yeah, as you can see, nobody's around. To the point where I put my phone away, just in case there is people around that I can't see. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go down there, but I'm gonna go up here now. This is the old Carlton Studios area. So this is where they used to film Carlton TV Studios programs, including the one and only, the most popular soap opera in the country, Coronation Street. That used to be right there, the studio. My husband used to work just over there, doing the tour. They shut the studio down to move the entire set and the production of Coronation Street into Salford itself, to Media City. So once they had taken down the production, they left the set up for a bit, turned it into a museum attraction kind of thing, a walkthrough. Joe worked at the ticket desk, and yeah, hundreds of people used to come through, walk through to the old Corrie set every day. Corrie is not just a soap opera, it's actually a massive cult. Yeah. We speak to DJ Twitch of Optimal Spatio about the cultish nature of Coronation Street. This is what remains now. The old Carlton Studios. It's gone. It's being whacked down. These new buildings are up though. They've gone up fairly quickly. Yeah, I don't know how much construction is going on here, but I guess it's still happening. Pass by here on the bus some mornings. Depends on the bus again. Like I said, most of the people that you see out in Manchester on the streets, apart from homeless people or people out doing the shopping, random people, we don't know what they are. Most of the people that I see out are builders working high-vis. So building is going on, continues to go on unabated, as normal. Yeah, 4.5 minutes, that'll do for now. We used to walk past this building every day. It was in a right state. They've kept it fab. Me and Joe used to talk about taking this building over and turning it into our own private little establishment with a different entertainment aspect on every floor, including the basement. But we'll keep that for the adults only. Yeah, we used to walk by this every day because it's Arthur Millwood Court. That is our flat on the top right hand corner. It looks like that crane is almost pointing at it. It's got the scaffolding around it. Well, actually, we weren't on the corner, we were one in from the corner. So if you look at where the crane is coming out of the roof, that's the windows of our flat. That's the balcony of our flat. This is zoomed in as far as it can go. But that's where we used to live. We don't live there anymore, and to be honest, I'm thankful for that, because I would not like to be locked down there. Where we are now is much nicer, much more homely. I love that flat though, I love living there. Great view, is incredible. But I've done loads of videos of the view from that flat. It's nothing you've never seen before. I'm just looking at it now because it looks really quite almost kind of mega city, Judge Dredd in the evening sun, covered in the scaffolding. That's another reason I'm not glad I'm living there. I'm glad I'm not living there, I should say. What am I, Rock Hudson? Can't even get my lines right. Zoom out, please. Because it's covered in scaffolding, and that scaffolding, yeah, that's already been there for about a year and a half. Fuck knows how much longer it's going to take before they actually get it down. It's to take down the flammable cladding that covered Arthur Millwood Court, the same flammable cladding that led to the Grenfell tragedy. Completely avoidable. A financial cost that was cut. A corner that cost, they say 78 people, a figure around that. I think it was probably a lot more, because there would have been a lot of illegal people living in that flat in Grenfell. Oh, I don't want to die. Having to run across the road. So anyway, yeah, that was Arthur Millwood Court. That's where we used to fucking live. Check these beasts. These are new. These were going up when we were moving out of Arthur Millwood Court. get a better view. Yeah, this is Trinity Way. This is the corner of Trinity Way and Chapel Street. Chapel Street's that one, Trinity Way is this one. Chapel Street has got a chapel on it somewhere up there, so the Cathedral of Salford. That's our little court where we used to live. And these things, they've gone up in the last 2 years, let's say. Quite quickly actually. Surprised they're finished. It's really gorgeous around here. And this is the, what do you call it? Just the fucking advert where they were advertising during Brexit. They had an advert up here that said 70 million Turkish people are about to join the EU. Do you want them to be in the same fucking economic community, where the fuck it was, as you? Pure racism, pure fucking racism. There's just no other way to describe what that was. I'll always remember this ad reporting having that. And now it's got a fucking NHS. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, well done. Well done. How much money was spent putting up advertisements for the NHS that could have actually been spent on getting frontline healthcare NHS workers some fucking PPE? It's such a mess. We're so fucked. But hey, it looks gorgeous. Whoop-de fucking do. Moonrise. Gorgeous. Probably can't see it, no you can't. This camera doesn't do justice to the naked eye. Don't think it's quite a full moon yet, but it's very nearly full. Or maybe it is a full moon. I don't know. Anyway, Arsenal Court. That's our flat there, where we used to live. The balcony. You can see it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. There. Yeah, covered in flammable cladding, finally getting taken off. 3 years after the actual disaster that killed all those people in Grenfell. The stain in the British psyche that I hope will never be forgotten, because that was a fucking travesty. Anyway, and that, my friends, is Salford Cathedral up on Chapel Street, as pointed out earlier. Now, you used to be able to, you know, when you lived here, because this is Arsenal Court, that's where we used to live, to be able to come down, walk out, walk up the street, walk through there, or walk up on Chapel Street and be able to get the buses that go there. But look, there's construction there now, and they've taken that throughway away. This entire area is getting some massive monumental redevelopment. The point is, it's not for the fucking people who live here. Never has been. This is Islington Estate. We lived here for 6 years in that fucking monstrosity up there. Oh, look at that gorgeous pink sky. Anyway, this is Islington Estate. Like, I know some of the people who live around here. Also, we had other friends who lived inside there. Still do live there. Hey Smarty, hey Jeff, hey Laurie, and Jordy. Stuff not coming through. Anyway, over the course of when we were living here, we started to see the cranes arriving, and the walled off areas, the fencing going up, the areas that were before communal, where the people who live on this estate could come and hang out if they didn't have a garden, because as you can see, not every flat here not every person who lives here has a garden. So they have these wonderful communal green spaces, just fucking green bits of grass, you know? And people come out here, hang out. There's a park down there. I don't know if you can get to that anymore. Might be a bit of a squeeze. Zoom in. There's a park down there. Sometimes people would set up PAs and have a bit of a party. I've done videos of that before. If you go on the Facebook, you'll be able to find that. From the top floor of there, looking down to that park, filming the sound clash. And yeah. And now some cunt has taken it over. Some cunt has paid probably not as much money as it's actually worth. They started putting all this bullshit here. And now the people who live here don't have access to a communal area anymore. There's no green grass. There's no... fucking, I don't know what to describe it, guys, but you know what I mean. It's a fucking communal bit of green grass. And look at this shit. They're putting these fucking containers on top of it and building all this shit. And apparently the plans for this building, it's going to be 11 stories high. Now Arthur Moore Court is 14 stories high. So it'll be the height of that, and it'll be right there. And it's going to kill sunlight for basically this entire fucking council estate. They've come in here with the money, thrown all this shit up, and made these people's lives just that bit worse. Over here is Islington Mill, where we do parties and people do art and stuff that goes on. Right there, right underneath those ugly yellow boxes. Every year the people of this estate, Islington, used to have a massive bonfire. You know, on the Catholic Burning Day, 5th of November or whatever. We used to have a massive bonfire right there. I've got videos of that as well we need to dig out. But that's not going to be there anymore, is it? Because who cares about communal space for the working classes when you can make money through gentrification? People have maybe seen me ranting about this shit before online, and there was an incident that happened last year with our dear friend Sounds from the City, who hired another club collective to put on an after party for Sounds from the City in this area. The Sounds from the City happens here in Salford, particularly on the Islington estate. And these people decided to do what was in effect a Chad party. It really, really pissed me off. Because look at this area, look at what's happening to it. It's getting gentrified to fuck. And yeah, maybe there is a part of me thinking, well, I was a young, hip, upcoming artist who moved into this poor area. Maybe I was part of the gentrification process, and I was somebody who helped this shit happen. But I wasn't happy that they were throwing what was in effect a Chad party, further alienating the local people who live here and who have lived here. Some of these people have lived here their entire lives. We've had run-ins with these people, like, it's not all good. But I fucking respect the fact that they live here and this is their life. It's just getting gentrified slowly stripped away. There's more, look. More new buildings. I mean, that's Islington Mill right there. That's where we host parties, have done. It's not a venue anymore. Might be again at some point in the future, but right now it's concentrating on being an artist studio space. But none of this stuff was here before. Those buildings weren't here before. Those buildings weren't here before. These buildings over here that we're coming through to see, none of this was here before. Prime real estate, it was bound to happen, but it still makes me feel sucky for the people who live here. And anyway, there is beautiful goddess moon. You can't see her because this camera is not good enough, but she really is wonderful. Anyway, greetings from Manchester, eh? Salford, sorry. Greater Manchester. Greetings from Greater Manchester.